Okay, so this is solving a multi-step equation given in fractional form. There are a few different ways that we can solve this. This video will be a little bit longer because we're going to show it 3 different ways to do this. Now, some people are used to doing problems where they see that we have fractions. Anytime you have a fraction, you really have more than one fraction, but we can do this a whole bunch of different ways. So, first thing is we can make everything a fraction, so 5 over 1 equals 3x plus 19 over 2. Now this is a fraction equals a fraction, which is a proportion, which is one of those things that we can actually cross multiply for. You can only do it if there is an equal sign. You cannot cross multiply if there's a multiplication. You need the equal sign needed for this. Okay, so when I cross multiply, it is the top times the bottom. So 5 times 2. It's got an equal sign in between it, and then it is these times this. I should have changed color. So let me change color. Erase. All right, and this one is going to be this times this, just so that we can see it. So this is 1 times 3x plus 19. All right, since it's a 1, it's not too exciting. We're going to simplify each side. So this is 10 equals, I'd be distributing this through, but since I'm multiplying by 1, I'm really just going to have 3x plus 19. And now I have to solve for x, so I am going to subtract 19 from both sides. Solving for a letter means we want that letter all by itself on one side of the equation and getting rid of everything else. So this is going to be negative 9 equals 3x. And then I can divide by 3, and then I have x equals negative divided by a positive is negative, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So that is one way to solve this problem. All right, another way to solve this is, yet again, to make it fractions, though I'm not really going to make everything fractions. One thing I can do is this divided by 2 means everything up there is divided by 2. So I could really write the problem as 5 equals 3/2 x plus 19 over 2. Now everything is over 2, but this 5 is not. So I would put the 5, make it yet again a fraction, and now I need a common denominator. LCD in this case is 2. So this would need a 2 over 2. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. And this will give me the equation 10 over 2 equals 3/2 x plus 19 over 2. All right, yet again, I want to get the x's all by itself. So I'm going to get rid of the 19 over 2. Minus 19 over 2. And now subtracting fractions, as long as I have the same denominator, which means they have the same size of pieces, I can add or subtract the top to see how many I have. So this is really going to be changing colors. We're going to get, this is 10 minus 19 all over 2 equals 3/2 x. So this, just simplifying that top, is going to be a negative 9 over 2 equals 3 over 2x. Now, just like every other problem, even though we have a fraction, we need to divide by that coefficient. I need to get rid of it, so 3 over 2. On this side, I'm going to use the divided by this way, 3 over 2, still dividing the same thing. So this is negative 9. I'm going to write it a little bit better. Negative 9 over 2 divided by 3 over 2 equals x. Remember, keep, change, flip. So this becomes negative 9 over 2 times, scroll it down just a little bit, 2 over 3. The 2's cancel out. There's one on top, one on bottom. 3 goes into 9, 3 once, 3 goes into 9, 3. That gives you a negative 3 equals x, which is the same answer we had the other way. And then the other thing that we could do with this is still using the LCD. We're going to rewrite the problem. So we have 5 equals 3. I'm going to rewrite it as 2 separate fractions. Or I could write it, I'll leave it the same way. X plus 19 divided by 2. We do know that the LCD is 2. So if I take that 2 and multiply everything that I have by that LCD, so I multiply it by 2 over 1 times 2, or 2 over 1, I can put those over that. This 2 will cancel out with this 2, leaving me with 3x plus 19. This will become 10, because anything over 1 is just the whole number. Same thing that we've been doing. It's kind of the reverse of if we're missing a fraction, we can put it over 1. If we have it over 1, we don't need the fraction, but we can have it. So now solving it, I'm going to subtract 19 from both sides. Okay, these are different signs, so I'm actually subtracting them. I get a -9 for my answer. -9 equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3. And I get x equals -3. Now, you can't mix and match these ways. You kind of have to choose one that you're going to do. It doesn't matter which way you want to do it. Every way works. Generally when I have fractions, I do want to deal with those LCDs, especially if I have an equal sign. Sometimes it's just easier to multiply everything by that lowest common denominator and get rid of all those fractions. But it's as you get used to it, and keep in mind our fractions will get uglier and uglier as the semester goes on. So keep practicing with your fractions and let me know if there's questions.